I thought I might be able to see that tower, but I can't see it. That's the cricket club. All the lovely little houses up here. It's a very nice place. People are all out for their Sunday morning stroll, taking the kids and the dogs for a walk. It's not quite as blue and nice today though. Oh, welcome to the vicarage. Oh, look at that place, bleeding heck. That looks nice, doesn't it? So anyway, you can see we're in very rural England. Very, very different to how it has been over the last few days. Right, we're in a place called Brignorth, or Bridgnorth, not 100% sure. It's a weird but really good little place. I hate it when the weather's like this though, because it's sort of bright but grey, and it's really hard to film and it makes everything look a little bit shit. So I'm sorry about that, but it looks weird, and I'll show you why in a minute. Well, I'll show you in a sec, but like, there's a bridge down here, which I'm guessing where the place gets its name from, which is quite cool with the ducks and big river. Then you've got like towers up on the hill there. You've got, where did I just see it? There. Look, Cliff Railway. What the hell? It's like Scarborough or wherever it is. And then there's like other little towers on the bridge. It's quite a nice looking place, to be fair. I've never been here before, ever. So I'm gonna go and get some food. So this bit here and the bit at the other side of the river is called Low Town. And then High Town is up there. I'm tempted to go and have a look at this Cliff Railway. It's the premiere though, so I sort of want to film stuff, but I want to watch that at the same time. I'm really worried about this week's video because it is quite gruesome. Look at that. Mercian Way. Wow. So this will have been the Vikings and stuff like that, I would have thought, battling with the local king. That's pretty cool. Anyway, there's some aqueducts and some stalls down there, but we're not going that way. We're going up this way, but it's a beautiful place if we don't get run over first. It's a beautiful place. Yeah, look, 1892 Cliff Railway. Oh, it's just going now. Oh, no, it might just... Is it just getting here? Oh, it's just getting here. Let's see how much it is. And look, that's it. How cool is that? That's really, really, really good. Right, we've actually paid to come on something. To be fair, it were only £2 return. So, can't go wrong, but look at where we're going. We're going up there. I love that we've still got things like this knocking about. It's really, 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 really steep. So I wouldn't have wanted to walk up there if I didn't have to. But yeah, look, we're off. We're on our way. I think we are. It just went ding. It made a dingy noise. Not like a boat. Oh, we're on the way up. And I'm guessing they use the other bit as the counterweight. And that one's on the way down. I don't really know. I don't know how it works. But it's good. It's really cool. Let's go and look at the back, shall we? There's only me in here, as you can see. But yeah, we're parked somewhere over there. And it would have meant walking right up here. It's a right steep hill. But it's mega cool. I love that. Our Freddie would like it going up here, I think. Anyway, we're pretty much here. Right, so that's brought us up here. Now the town centre is this way and the castle and the church is that way. I've not brought my drone with me. But yeah, this gives you a better view of the outside of it. And it's pretty cool, that. And oh look, it's off. It's going. It's pretty good. I do like that. Right, let's get into the town, go and get some food, because I am really, 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 really hungry. Now this place is like a little maze. It's really, really good. Look at that, 1665. This place was built. I'd love to get inside some of these houses, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's like a maze of shops and houses. What's that one? That shop's been open since 1802. You've got, this is Castle Terrace, obviously leading along where we've just come from, back down to the terrace. They're the steps that you go down if you're walking up and down here, which I'm glad I didn't have to do. Don't get me wrong, going back's not so bad, but going up is a bit of a nightmare. But this is the little sort of southern town. Technically it's Midlands, I think, this. Don't think it is southern. But you've got even things like this. Like little things like old sweet shops and lots of different types of older English shops mixed with your newer stuff as well. It's really good, I really like it. Definitely got some weird looking buildings. Now there is that music is coming from somewhere, it's not just coming from that green box. He's literally sat down there behind it. But then you've got things like, that usually had the markets and things like that. I don't know if that's the same, but I need to try and work out where this food place is I want to go to. Right, going to the Garden House Cafe. It's probably the least sort of pretty place, but it gets the highest rating. And I often think places like this that do breakfast are the best ones. They don't have to be all pretty and you get one sausage and a tiny piece of like one bean. It's all a bit rubbish, isn't it? But it's very noisy around this bit. So anyway, we'll get some breakfast. Right, this place is actually really nice. It's a little bit more expensive than I've paid recently, but it's pretty good. We've got a Vimto as well, which you don't see very often. And then we've got a cappuccino. I always have a cold drink and a hot drink. It's just got to be done. Right, my breakfast here, and it looks good. It definitely does look good. I know there's not all your black pudding and things like that on it, but I don't care. Those sausages look banging. Well, I've absolutely smashed that. Really nice place, to be fair. Once again, that was a banging breakfast. Remember the name of that place? I've forgotten it. It is Garden House Cafe. Really, really, really nice. I almost fell over then. The people, do you know what? These places are made by the people. So I asked for no toast and no tomatoes. And they were like, oh no, you're not paying full breakfast price for that, because it should have been £14. So they knocked me £3.50 off for having no toast and tomatoes, which is mint. £10.50. That's about sort of standard price. Like yesterday was really cheap, but that one's about standard. But the sausages in there were so good, and I told them, if you're watching, I told them I would mention the sausages. So get in there and tell them, if you do ever go in any of these places, tell them that I've told you. Right, let's keep going. That guy there looked like ex-military or something, like the proper title. He looked really good. Anyway, let's go and have a look round. It's a nice little pretty place. This place sells like old toys and things. Got all the Stife teddy bears. My sister used to collect those, but she's no longer my sister. Anyway, we'll not talk about that. Some of the places, I don't mean she's my brother all of a sudden. I just mean, anyway, let's shut up, Matt, shut up. This place looks really nice, and there's loads of people out to say it's a Sunday. I don't know if there's some sort of carnival or something going off. I saw a banner that said Brig North, however you say it's, sort of big fun weekend thing. And I don't know if that's this weekend or another weekend, but seems to be a lot of people about. I know it's probably me that notices these things, but look at the different styles in houses. As you go up, there's all sorts. Like that pub, the King's Head, looks potentially like it's Tudor. I don't know if it's mock Tudor or not. Then you've got that place there. Like, these are little old cottagey type places. And that's probably been a butcher for centuries. But look at this place. It just doesn't really fit with the rest. It's weird. Yeah, but these pubs, look, see, you know that this is old because the building itself looks old. But then with this bit here, that will have been to take your coach and horse in, and you would have stabled your coach and horse and gone and stayed in there. I told you it was old. I just noticed this just after I stopped filming. 1646. So we're talking almost 400 years old. Right, everything that I say is coming true. So that building, the King's Head, look what that's called there. Stable bar. So like I said, this would have been the coach house. I know it's a different pub across the road, but it's the same look. These would have been, that would have been the coach house there and the stables. It's really cool. I love history like this. Things that it doesn't have to have a sign on it telling you what it is. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a museum or a landmark or anything. It's the little bits of history knocking about that you notice without being told about them. So things like the stables there and knowing why it was set out like that. I love that. But then there's other things that are mysteries to me, and I'd like to know why. So for example, these windows, the window there blocked up, one there blocked up, one there blocked up. That might be a door actually. But why? What was the reason for them being blocked up in the first place? And then this is the weirdest shop I've ever seen in my life. Samosa Junction and ice cream parlour. So he's got a load of samosas in the window, but they sell ice cream as well. For me, that's a really odd combination. I know when I went to India, we did have ice cream there, but I don't know, I just think that's weird. Right, there's definitely something going on because people are just stood round, like, just stood. So there's got to be a reason. I do like it when they do this to the tops of things. You get them quite a lot near us, where they've knitted them. Some local granny has knitted them. But anyway, let's try and figure out what's happening. Now, it's amazing these days how many people walk along like this, phone in hand. I've left my other phone in the car, you're going to tell me off, but I have. Yeah, phone in hand, not really looking at things. And then, for example, say if you looked up and you see that sign, you might miss what it says behind it. Fire engine station. So this is the old fire engine station here. But you wouldn't, if you weren't looking, if you weren't like paying attention around you wouldn't even see it. And then there's this massive gatehouse, which is really cool. It's now the Northgate Museum, but I don't know what it says up there. It's the coat of arms, I'm guessing. The local coat of arms. Up there, look. What's this say? Oh, I'm gonna get run over. Let's hurry up. Ah, yeah. Ancient gateway was restored in 1910 in memory of Thomas Martin Southwell. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's have a look at this together. On the 31st of March 1646, Brignorth was captured by the parliamentary forces. So that's Charles the... Is it Charles the First got overthrown by Oliver Cromwell? So it was Cromwell. It says on here, nearly, what's that? Wednesday 1st of April 1646, nearly the whole of the High Town was destroyed in fire started by the Royalist defenders. And it says more than 300 families were rendered homeless and destitute. That's mad. So obviously quite a key part of history that you might just walk past every day and not even notice. And basically, was it Charles I or Charles II? I'm sure it was Charles I because he got executed, didn't he? So Charles I was fighting against the parliamentary people. So what's his face that I've just said? Name's gone out my head. But they're having a little battle, kicked off here, and the people defending the place set the place on fire. But they probably did it, and this happened a lot in history. They destroyed it so it couldn't be used. So rather than the attackers destroying it, the defenders destroyed it because they knew they were going to lose. So like I said, this is Northgate, so there probably was 4 of them. North, South, East and West Gate, stopping people getting in. Can you imagine it when it was happening? Like, I just don't get it. Like, imagining all the... Oliver Cromwell, that's him, with his... they had sort of quite recognisable helmets. So all his forces bombing up here. The big long-haired cavalier type people defending. and it'd just be mad. And then all of a sudden you live here and you're like, oh yeah, our king's gonna look after us, and he's like, nah, let's set this gaff on fire, man. Mad. Right, so I've just been for a poo. Two things. First thing, if I didn't think something was going off, I definitely think there is now, because there's getting more and more people. But it is bank holiday weekend, so I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of parade or something. But at the end of the day, I'll wait and see what it is. I'm in no rush. But the other thing that happened is quite embarrassing. So obviously I have to use things like pubs and Tesco's and stuff like that to have a poo if I need a poo. Like, having a wee is not so bad. I can literally just find a bush somewhere out of the way. But the other's not quite as... In the past, you know for a fact I've done it on a road. But I don't really like doing that. It's not a choice. It's sometimes a necessity. However, I know people are like, why are you telling us this? But there's a reason. I was in there. Well, I went in there to start with, and one of the doors in the toilets had the lock broken off. So I thought, I'm not going in there. Don't want somebody opening the toilet door on me. So the other one said vacant, but the door was shut. I opened it, and somebody sat there having a poo. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, it's fine. There was a fight in the toilets last night, and they broke down both the toilet doors. I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, he said, cough if somebody comes in, and then they'll know you're there. So what I did was I sat with my phone on YouTube as loud as I possibly could while I were having a poo. And this bloke did exactly the same to me as I'd done to that other guy, and it was so embarrassing. And he was just as embarrassed. He's like proper embarrassed. He was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, I was apologising to him because I'd not coughed, because I didn't even hear him coming in. But anyway, there's the poo story for this episode. Right, I think we've worked out that there is definitely a parade, and it's for the Northern Carnival. God knows what else is going to come around this corner, but that dog does not like drums at all. Jesus, there's an old woman on the outskirts of the village burning to death because they don't know where the local fire and rescue's gone. I do like this about the communities in the UK. It doesn't happen around where I live. It literally, hardly anything like this happens. But it seems like further north, so where I'm from in Scotland, you get it up there, and further down south. But we get missed out, probably because we ain't got a spare money to spend on it. Andy would have loved this though, with all the classic cars. And to be fair, there's some pretty cool military ones that I quite like as well. I think they're American though. Looking at those. Jesus, there's all sorts. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you the whole parade, because that'd just be like something your mental old uncle does. Oh, look at this, when we saw a TR6 and it was followed up by a Ford Capri. I'm not going to do that to you, don't worry. But there is some cool stuff. Like that US medical army thing and all these dancey people. Pretty cool, isn't it? To be fair, it's actually mad how many classic cars have just gone down there. I've been stood here like a good 25 minutes and they're just coming round on out old tractors and stuff as well. Oh, is this old tractor pulling this old car? Yeah, that one's not doing so well. But the place is packed. It goes all the way up there. People are right up the edges. We are going to walk down this way. We're not staying forever. Like I said, I just wanted to show you a couple of bits. I didn't even know this was on, so it wasn't in my plans to stay and show you these things. In fact, I might be cheeky. Watch this. Right, we're going to walk down the edge of here now and film it. How cheeky is this? I'm literally walking down the edge of the parade where everybody stood nicely, and I'm just wandering along and filming, pretending like I'm supposed to be doing it, because at the end of the day, these people don't know who I am. They don't know why I'm filming. So yeah, like I said, this is an amazing place. I actually really do like this place. It's somewhere I would come back when I'm not on the channel, and that is the good thing about exploring the country, seeing all these new different places, seeing all the stuff that goes off, and Like, I don't know, I've just fallen across this. This is just something that I didn't even expect would happen. And I'm here. I'm also waffling. Can you tell I'm waffling? Just to talk. I'm literally just saying stuff to talk because everybody's looking at me like, who's this guy? Why is he filming? What's he doing? So, anyway, we'll continue down the road. This is the quickest. I didn't have to go through any of these crowds. Literally just walk down the edge, pretend I'm filming these, which I sort of am, and then carry on. Anyway, we're at the other side of here now. So actually, this is the town hall. And looking on that up there, it was built in 1652. Now you can't see very well, but there's stained glass on there. And it looks really good. It's like all the different kings and stuff by the looks of things. They're very patriotic here. Everything is king based, the pubs and everything are. But they've got a little, I said it like a bit of a market hall under here as well. They've got all the little stalls and stuff, local artwork and other things going off. It's really good. I love this community spirit. That is one definite good thing about the UK, is the community spirit. See, in Yorkshire, we don't have things like this going off in South Yorkshire, but there is still that community spirit regardless. Anyway, I want to go in there. I'm not going to lie, I want to go in there. Does that take you upstairs? Because that's where I want to go. Now, I've just been reading, that building there that we were looking at earlier on that was a bit weird looking, that didn't really fit, there it is, look, the local markets. But the local traders didn't like it, apparently. So like I said, the markets would have been held round the town hall and underneath. It's the same in a lot of these places around here. I know in, is it Leominster? It's spelled Leominster, but Leominster is exactly the same. But yeah, look on here, built in 1652 and modified in 1887. And then, like I said, I don't know why they wasn't like that building, but they didn't. They preferred it out in the street. And that's actually the doors to the town hall, but it's closed apparently. You can't go in it. Oh, they do ghost walks. £16 to go on a ghost walk. From 29th of October. Oh, 29th of October and 30th of October. So like around Halloween sort of time. That'd be pretty cool. Because I get the vibe from this place. It's a bit sort of spooky and there's dark passageways and things like that. So, and there's plenty of really old buildings. Now, although I would love to stay a lot longer than this, I'm very aware it's starting to warm up. Bear's in the car, the windows are open, so don't panic, and he has got water in there with him, but still don't want to leave him too long. It's not fair. And even though I've not been here that long, God, that's loud. Even though I've not been here that long, I still feel like it's his trip as well as mine, and I can't walk around with him up here because he'll take someone's leg off. Right, I was going to get a drink in here, but I'm going to get a postcard for the book. But I'm not paying £2.50 for a can of Red Bull. I'm getting for £1.45 down the road. But that'll do. I'll just get that for you. Oh no! I've just come out of here and there's a tank down there. I just missed a tank just to go and get this for you. Oh, I would have liked to have seen that. We might chase it. Shall we chase it? Let's go chase the tank. Alright, how cool is that? It's not very often you see a tank driving down the main street of your local village. That is crazy. It's even got a gun up on top of it. That's so cool. That's the best thing I've seen today. Unfortunately, we're going this way. Literally, I've just run after that. Nobody wanted to see that. It was like Ripple. I swear, there's like a small town in China that's now been destroyed because of the butterfly effect. But yeah, these are those old markets. But it's unfortunately now a Costa, and the upstairs looks to be totally abandoned, which is an absolute shame. I would have liked to have gone in there, but there's no way of getting in, and I'm not staying here anyway. Right, let's head back this direction, back down to the car, down the little mini mountain railway or whatever it is, cliff railway, and get out of here. Right, looking down there, the queue for the railway thing is massive. So even though I've paid for the ticket, I am going down these steps. This is what I mean about the little spooky alleyways and things. Look at this. How cool. I'm glad I'm coming down here, really. I'm glad I had an excuse not to do it. If I'd paid for it, I would have felt I'd needed to. But this is like proper spooktastic, innit? Imagine coming down here in the middle of the night, built into the rocks, cut out of the cliff. It's mega good. Anyway, let's get down to the bottom. The thing is, there's so many places in the UK that are so different. Look at this. Wait. Look at the carvings in the wall. Some of these are probably a couple of years old, but some of them might have been here for hundreds. You just don't know. Although that was built in the 1800s, so probably the oldest you're going to see coming down here is from a similar sort of period. But they're all carved into the wall. But what I'm saying is, people in the UK go, oh, I need to go on holiday. Let's go to Turkey, Tenerife, Spain, like all over the world. And they forget that, and I know, like, don't get me wrong, it's no beach holiday here. It's totally different. But people forget that there's these amazing little places that you wouldn't even think of. Like, I don't think I've ever heard, well, I have heard of it, but I don't think it's ever been something in my mind that I've thought, you know what, I need to go there. So it's definitely worth seeing. Now there's a proper little argument going on behind us. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We'll listen to the argument while we look. So yeah, there's a doorway that's been blocked up here. We'll let these come past. But yeah, there's a doorway that's been blocked up. God knows what it would have been for or where it would have gone. That is hilarious. I'll tell you more about it in a minute. But yeah, that's a doorway that would have gone probably underneath and behind all the houses. But I'm not 100% sure. Right, let me tell you about that. I was listening to the argument and basically she was like, you were just on your phone. You were on your camera just filming things. And I wanted to go here and I wanted to do that. And you've taken that away from me. I've not been able to do that because of you. So you've ruined this for me. You always ruin things for me. It's so funny. You can tell their relationship is shite. I would hate to live in a house that was two together. Oh, I'm guessing the parade is coming down this part of the village now because everybody's piled down here. But yeah, she were proper going for it. And I'm not sticking up for either side. It is a temptation to stick up for the bloke, knowing what it's like to be henpecked at times. But I don't know if he's been an absolute arse, so I'm not sticking up for him, but it was funny and I love listening to people's arguments. So I could have just come down here for the parade. There's less people as well. Yeah, look, this is what I'm saying about all the millions of classic cars. Now I'm going to try and get across this road without getting splattered by a 1940s, whatever they are. So, but I'm not competing with that. There's no way I could have talked over that. But yeah, just look at this is the bridge that we came over earlier on. If you have a gander down here, how cool is that bridge? That will have been here for years and years as well. Like, don't get me wrong, Australians, New Zealand, Canada and American people. This doesn't happen every weekend. It's not something that goes off every day. It is literally something that you see maybe once, maybe twice a year in a village. And they'll plan and prepare for it all year. Like Golspie, they do a fancy dress parade and people start thinking about what they're doing next year as soon as the one the year before finishes. Hours and hours and hours of work goes into them and it's brilliant. I can't beat an load of old grannies huluing away on the back of a float. I'm telling you now, it is mad. It is proper mad how things go off in the UK. That's like if Andy was to order his perfect delivery, that's what he'd order. 8 old grannies to go and eat. Right, back out on the road. Bear's a happy boy. I've just brought him loads of water, loads of food. He's got his dog food, but I brought him a couple of treats. He's been enjoying those. It's mostly beautiful. There is some, I can't really show you, but there's some big black clouds over there which are threatening a little bit. But what a beautiful day in some beautiful surroundings. we're heading further south down the country now. Not very far. I think it's about, like I said, about 45-50 minutes away. It's the place we were heading to last night, which we never made it to. But I'm sort of glad, because the one that I didn't get in last night has been chalked off the list, so this was still one of the ones to do today. So worked out quite well anyway. Means I've got 4 more locations to try and 2 days to do it in, so perfect really. Now, as I expected, the rain has started. I'm hoping we won't get it for the rest of the day. If we do, we do. I've been quite lucky so far. It's quite unpredictable this time of year. Sort of April and May, it's a bit up and down, although we're almost in June, so you'd think we'd start to get regular sun, but this is the UK. Right, I just stopped at the side of the road because I thought Bear might need a wee. It's been a while, so he's come out of his comfy bed, and it's typical as it starts to, because look at this, look, I don't know if you're going to see that, it is banging it down, but we're under the trees, so it's not too bad. But anyway, let him just go for a wee on this little pull-in bit so he didn't run off into the road. And anyway, we're sat here, and then I can't speak. All of a, am I having a stroke? All of a sudden, what is wrong with me? All of a sudden I noticed there was a big bird sat there, and it was similar to, it was the same as the one that we rescued a couple of months back, and it was just sat there watching us, and then it took off and flew off before I had a chance to start filming it. And this is going to get the whole debate going again, because they're going to be like, Americans are going to be like, it's a hawk, and it's not a hawk, it's a buzzard. But Americans call buzzards something that look very much like vultures, whereas in the UK, whoa. Why do I always go where there's thunder? It's like wherever I go, there's thunderstorms kicking off. Bear, come here. Bear, come here. Don't want you wandering off. Don't think he's a fan of that either. But yeah, in America they call buzzards these big vulture things. I don't know what this is. Whereas in the UK, a buzzard is sort of like a hawk. Anyway, we're getting back in the car before we get struck, because you're not supposed to go under trees, are you, in thunderstorms? Come on then, Bear, let's get back in. I swear it is mad in this country how you can just go from bright, boiling sun to the most banging down rain in the world. It's terrible. Anyway, we're heading to the location now. I think we've got about 10-15 minutes left to go. Now, what I'm about to show you is extremely sad, and if you're a lover of animals, which I am, you might want to look away now, but I just need to show you something and tell you something. So this cute little baby rabbit had been run over at some point, and while it was run over, something else came to drag it away and eat it. Look at that little beauty. Such a shame, such a shame. And the thing is, when I came down this road, obviously that was dead. That was trying to drag this off the road, and the car in front of me hit it. I could see it dragging it and moving it, and I'm like, please don't hit it, and it did. I'm so devastated. It's so cute. They're both so cute. But that's nature. Well, it's not even nature, it's humans in it, but that's what happens, I'm afraid.